Morning class. My name's Chris Niorani, for correction for Mr. Kirk.
I had the name. That's because I just heard a Nirvana speech. Go ahead.
By show of hands, how many of you guys have played or own a game console at home? Quite a few of you, right? So what I'm going to be talking about is how much better it is to have a gaming PC at home in comparison to a console. There are three main points that I want to clarify in my speech. Point number one, there is no set price point. You set your own budget when it comes to building a PC. You choose your budget and you build it accordingly to how you want it. Point number two, there are no monthly or yearly online membership subscription premiums that you have to subscribe to when it comes to gaming on a PC. Point number three, there are different ways to configure your own gaming PC, aesthetically, hardware-wise, and however you want it. Gaming on a computer, there are many people have different ways to enjoy gaming, and in general, most have home consoles. They're more easier to attain and easier to have at home. Now, whether it's a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One, that's your choice, but gaming on a PC is far more superior than to its console counterparts. And when it comes to buying or building a PC, there are many ways that you could spec out your PC, depending on how you want it. If you want a sleek, compact, small tower, or do you want a ginormous powerhouse? That's all up to you. There are many configurations that you can choose from, and many different ways and different price points. You can range from $300 or up to $1,000. You set your own price point. To my main point number one of setting your price point, your budget. The price for a gaming computer can range as low as $300 to $400. When you compare it to its console counterparts, the newest Sony console, the PS4 Pro, costs about $399 before taxes. And you can quickly see that the Xbox One X costs about $499 before taxes. It's quite a lot of money for a shiny box that you play games on. Now, the thing about a PC is that it's not only a shiny box that you play games on. You can do many other things, like this very speech that I wrote for you guys today. You could do homework, you can watch videos, you can go on Facebook, you can do many things, and it's much more versatile compared to a console. And this is why it makes sense to go for a gaming PC. Just the mere fact that you can spec it out however you want to fit your needs is what makes it better. Main point number two is there's no monthly or yearly online membership subscriptions. On PlayStation 4, it's about $49.99 a year, and that's the cheapest route that you're going to go to. For Xbox, it's about $10 more expensive. It's $59.99 for a year membership. On PC, those memberships are $0. You get to play with your friends whenever you want, and there's no need to worry if you have to pay to play online. Main point number three, there are different ways to configure your gaming PC, aesthetically or hardware-wise. Your imagination is your limit. Whether you want it pink, blue, rainbow color, you choose how you want it. Small, compact, sleek, or a large powerhouse. You choose the hardware that goes into it, and you choose the exterior however you want it. And you set your budget for that tower however you want it. In conclusion, gaming PCs are far more superior to its console counterparts due to the fact that there are no limitations to what you can do to your build. Looks-wise, hardware-wise, budget, and many other ways to configure it. You can make it fit the budget you want, and it's easy to upgrade later on down the line compared to a console. A console can later on become obsolete, and there isn't much you can do after that. You have to toss it out and buy a new one. In comparison to a PC, you can always upgrade the parts later on down the line and keep it. That warrants why it's better to game on a PC. In conclusion, this is why it's far more superior to game on a PC in comparison to its console counterparts. Thank you guys.
Always have to pay for something. You mentioned like you could have a PC Steam. Steam is a is a gaming place that sells games. There's only one example that I know is free called Doki Doki Literature Club, but any other game on Steam, like Cuphead, Five Nights at Freddy's, they cost money. The only free game
Okay,
that
guys,
I can think of.
it's a little distracting to me, so I'm going to try and get through this quickly, and you guys can continue this discussion later on. Right now, I need to get to Chris's comments. The proposition's clearly identified. Chris, the way you've got it phrased, it sounds like it's a value claim. Whenever you use the words superior and better, that's kind of warning signs that we're dealing with that. I think there are probably more objective ways to stating this, that it has greater utility, that it would have substantially lower costs, that it has significant advantages over console systems. That would be maybe a safer way to make it much more clearly a claim of fact rather than a claim of value. You preview the contents pretty well. There's got to be an explanation. I don't have any data here that tells me how many people who do gaming do it on PlayStation, on Xbox, or on PCs. And if there's a reason, if it seems like it's overwhelmingly on the consoles and very little on the PCs, then the first question is, why is that the case? And there's got to be some kind of barrier that's preventing people from doing this, especially if in the long run it's cheaper. It may, for example, have less to do with the cost issue and more to do with the convenience or the ability of the user to do the kinds of things that you're talking about. People tell me all the kinds of things that I can do, and I say, yeah, I know that you think I can do that. I'm not sure I can do that. There are times when I run into a point where I say, that's harder for me to figure out than it is to have somebody else take care of it for me. Could I build a house by myself? Yes, but it would not look good, and it would not hold up well, and I would be unhappy with it. Could I have somebody build a house for me and pay more for it? Absolutely, and it would be more satisfying to me in the long run. You kind of have to tell us what it is that is a barrier here. That's why there's a controversy on this. This is why you're talking about it. You kind of highlight what the economic benefits are based on the base cost of consoles, both PlayStation and Xbox, which is factual data. I don't think there's a big dispute about that. It wouldn't be hard to give us a source citation on it. The PC cost, for instance, though, I don't know where that comes from. I don't know what it's based on. If it's based on just a base product of a PC, I don't know what kind of software you have to add or what kind of configuration you have to do in order to get it to work as a gaming system. That seems like it's something that's not really explained very much in your presentation. So it sounds to me like you're just saying, well, if you buy a PC, you can do all this stuff, but you have to buy a console to, for more to be able to do the things that you're doing. I'm going, well, then why is this different than any other PC? I'm not sure what it is that's different. I assume that there's some kind of hardware or software that you're adding to it to make it work. I don't know, some visual graphic card or some sound elements, or maybe there's some kind of memory thing that goes into it. But I don't really get any description of what that is as part of the argument. So again, I don't know how to make the comparison. On the costs, your primary cost on the second point concerns subscription fees. I'm assuming that means that if you have a PlayStation or an Xbox, that those companies charge an annual subscription to access things through their system, and that's what that comes from. But I would assume that for most of the games there's some kind of cost. I know that there are games that people can play online for free. I don't know if you can't do that on the consoles or not. I literally have no knowledge of this because I don't do this, because my life is complicated enough without having to worry about introducing all this extra stuff into it. So I feel maybe everybody else will understand what you're talking about here. I feel a little bit out of it, like I'm just going, well, okay, because I assumed that you had to pay to play these games, that you either bought the game and then you loaded it onto your system and then you could play the game. Plus, apparently, there's now an access fee that you have to pay to the company on top of that. Or I can get a PC and never have to buy another game and never have to pay a subscription. That seems like that's a good deal. But if that's really true, but like I said, it wasn't very clear to me, and the evidence that you present, I'm not sure helps me enough to know that that's the case. I'm still not tempted yet, but maybe. Maybe when I retire and I'm sitting around wondering what to do all day long, I say, geez, why didn't I get one of those PCs that I could configure with all this stuff on it and go out and kill people? All right. I mean, virtually. You know. And when you say, you know, different ways to configure the game, you know, it's like, now you're making it sound like it's just about the appearance of the device, which my guess is maybe the least important thing to people who are serious gamers. The most important thing has to be things like speed and utility and memory and all, you know, the graphics cards and that kind of stuff, not what color the damn box is or how it looks sitting on your desk or the floor or your TV set or any of those kinds of things. I don't know, you know, but that would be my guess from what I've been exposed to. All right, that's it. That's fine. Thank you.